We're here at one of New Zealand's most iconic landmarks, that being Sky Tower here in the heart of Auckland City, and we're bringing you all the high-octane motor racing esports action that you can handle. Tēnā koutou katoa, hello and welcome. My name is Duan and we're here at the qualifying stages of the New Zealand GT Sport Championship. GT Sport, one of the very best competitive video games in the world and really backed by the esports community, and we're very excited as we are finding 6 of the best at this game as they try to make their way to the grand final on December the 5th, as they'll be cheered on by hundreds of people, and one will be crowned the champion. Let's have a look at the course that they'll be competing on.
Welcome everyone to the Suzuka Grand Prix circuit, the spiritual home of Japanese motorsports. It's owned by the Honda Motor Company. We're going to be finding the braking zone for turn 1 now, 255 kilometers an hour, down to second gear for turn 2. Get the car pointed straight for exit, get on the gas hard, on the run up to the S's up the hill. You have to get these corners just right. You have to be fast through them. You can't overdrive it though, because if you run wide in any one of these corners, it will cost you time for the first sector. Right, so the last section of the S is the Dunlop curve. It's a long left-hander on the run up to the 2 Digners. You have to find the braking zone for this. It's very hard to spot, just before the 50-meter board. Apex as well. Get that nice and tidy, set the car up for Degno 2, and get the car ready for the hairpin. So don't miss the braking point for this. You don't want to run wide and let another car pass through here. Of course, that's not going to be a problem for qualifiers today. Hard on the gas, no wheel spin on exit, and flat out all the way up to the run up to the Spoon curve. So the braking zone for this is just after the escape road. Brake hard, keep the car nice and tidy. Don't let it get swirly on the way in or out. Kiss the apex on the second part of the Spoon corner. Hard on the gas, up the hill, on the run up to 130R. So 130R is arguably the most popular corner of this circuit. Get the car turned in, make sure the front sticks. Don't run wide, and line the car up for the Casio chicane, which is a heavy braking zone, the heaviest braking zone in the circuit. Kiss the curb on the right, kiss the curb on the left.
So there you have it, an in-depth look at the course that the qualification is taking place on here today, and it is the Suzuka circuit. Joining me right now is Louis D. Miller, Manila the Thriller. Louis, thanks for coming on board. You're one of the gentlemen that selected this particular course for qualifications. Talk us through why you chose this particular course.
Right, so basically we're trying to find the top 6 guys in Auckland to compete in the Let's Play Live Gran Turismo Sport Championship. And the Suzuka circuit, Grand Prix track, it's very technical, it's very varied. If you can go fast in that, you can go fast anywhere.
And for this particular course, talk us through some of the challenges that face all the qualifiers today on this particular circuit.
Yeah, for sure. So from start to finish, the track is going to test your mettle as a driver, right? So, turn 1, it's not easy. The ES is very technical, all the way up to 130R, the chicane. This is how you separate the men from the boys, really.
Separating the men from the boys. Let's have a look at the vehicle that they are selected for today.
All right, so the car that everyone's going to be using is the Honda NSX Group 3 race car. So it's GT3 spec. It has 568 horsepower, 1,300 kilograms, a mid-engine rear-wheel drive, so it is a full-blown race car. The original NSX was actually helped designed by Ayrton Senna, the Formula 1 legend himself. Everyone will be able to get a taste of what it's like to be a top-flight racing driver with this car and track combo.
So there is an in-depth look at the car that the contestants are trying to qualify on today. It is a Honda NSX. It's a bit more faster, a lot more horsepower than what I certainly have at home for the family. But there are plenty of contestants here lining up and they are ready to go. Let's buckle up. Let's get into all the esports action. Let's head into race number 1.
Thanks, Duan. So we'll be riding on board here with Flynn Mullany, 15 years old from Auckland, our youngest entrant for the GT Sport New Zealand Championships qualifier here in Sky City. On the way to turn one now. Managed to find a braking point for that corner. It's a little bit tight on the entry into turn 2, but otherwise it's fine at the exit. I'm getting the car set up for the S's now. He's not doing a bad job through here, hitting the apexes just right. He's got to be careful though, not to overdrive the car, and see, backend's got a bit loose, but he managed to save it. Hit the apex for that part of the S's, onto Dunlop. A little bit tight on the entry, but he's not doing a bad job. He's got to focus in this sector though, because the braking point and the apex for the first Degner is very hard to hit, which he's managed to do just fine. Degner 2, nice and tidy on exit. On the run up now into the hairpin. Don't miss the braking point. He's braked just a little bit too late there, and it's carried him quite wide throughout that corner. He's probably lost a little bit of time there, maybe a couple of tenths. Right, so he's flat out on the run up to the spoon curve now. Find the escape road. That's your braking point. He's got the car turned in for the first part and the second part. Didn't get into throttle too early. He's doing well so far. 130R is coming up. This is a very fast corner, 230 km/h apex. Let's see how he does through here. So turn it on the 50-meter board. He's braked quite a lot through there. He's just a little bit too slow. Managed to find a braking point for the Casio chicane fines. Ride the curb on the right and the left. And that's Flynn taking us for a lap around the Suzuka Grand Prix circuit.
So great first race. The action is just warming up at the GT Sport New Zealand Championship. But behind me, the grid is filling fast and some of the superstars are about to take the track. Who will make it through to the grand final? 6 spots up for grabs. We shall find out. Let's head into the next race.
We're on to our second qualifying entrant now. This is Josh Ritchie. Very fast driver. Came second in the Armageddon Expo Challenge that Let's Play Live held. First corner. Managed to find a braking point in the turn-in, the apex just right through there. Turn 2 as well. On the run up to the hill. Getting the car set up for the S's now. He's clipping the apexes quite nicely. Nothing too crazy. No flamboyant moves with the steering wheel. It's running a little bit wide on the right-hander there, but manages to correct it halfway through the corner. So this is the Dunlop curve now on the run up to the 2 Degners. Find a braking point just before the 50-meter board. You can actually see a light on entry there. Just managed to hit both those apexes just right. A little bit flamboyant in exit, but shouldn't have cost him too much time. Let's see how he navigates the hairpin. Hits the braking point fine. Gets the car turned in. A little bit of wheel spin and exit, but shouldn't be costing him that much at all. So on the run up to the spoon curve. So the braking point here is the escape road there. He hits that. Nice and sweet, nice and easy. Smooth as fast. He's doing a very good job. Okay, so he doesn't run wide on the exit of that corner, and he gets a little bit of a breather on the run up to 130R. I've actually raced with him before, and he's a very fast driver. He knows how to hustle the car around the circuit. So hits the apex there, sweet. 230 kilometers an hour on exit. Braking for Casio chicane. Actually keeps it on second gear there. Most people take it down to first gear, but if it works for you, then it works for him.
I'm here with Josh Ritchie, who has stormed on to the top 6 leaderboard. Josh, fantastic work, but simply, do you think it's enough to get it done? And if so, how'd you do it?
Well, I mean, it's a combination really of just knowing the track and knowing sort of the physics of Gran Turismo itself, just playing it throughout the years. Suzuka's one of my favorite tracks, so I guess it's an aid to that. Yeah, it's again combination of things. It's just it's quite good to drive. Feels very lifelike in terms of physics. So yeah, I think all around pretty good.
And with the 2:01 time, I mean, it's not set in stone right now that you make it all the way through to the final, but is 2:01 in your mind good enough?
Could be. I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to be here today which are just, they're complete aliens, just people who I know who are definitely can set the bar just much higher than what I can, make my 103 seem insignificant. But nevertheless, 201.3 to qualify into the final could be enough, maybe. And if so, then, hey, I'm happy to get in the final.
And if you do make it to the final, what are your work-ons as you head into the big show?
Well, there'll be a few things. Mainly it's just consistency, keeping the nerves down, because it's a 25-lap race. It'll be a long race, sorry. So, yeah, and of course there's a big prize on offer, and bragging rights, of course, which, for all of us sim racers, we love to brag about. We're the champion, New Zealand champion, has definitely got a good title to it. So yeah, just mainly consistency on the track and just keeping the nerves down to maintain a calm race, calm composure. And if I can develop that into the final, then hey, I'll be in good stead.
Thanks very much for chatting with us, Josh, and good luck for the rest of the day. We're going to jump into the next race.
So into our third race with Chaz Holland, a new face in Gran Turismo. Let's see how he navigates the Suzuka Grand Prix circuit on this third feature race of the day. Turn 1, nice and quick. He's carrying a lot of speed through first couple of corners. He's actually using the bumper cam here, which is it gives you a little bit more control of the car. You can place it a bit better, but if you push it too hard, you might clip the grass, during braking or in the middle of the corner. Could throw the car out. He must be very used to using this view because he managed to get through the S's nice and quick. Let's see how he gets around Degner though, because this is a tricky corner. Nice apex, nice exit. Nothing too crazy on exit. And looks like he's on for a good lap here. 53.55 on the timing beam. He actually keeps it through second gear through there. It is a little bit faster if you manage to get on the gas early. So let's see how much it gives him once he crosses the finish line. Approaching the 2 spoon curves now. First corner is fine, using all the track. Gets the apex nice and tidy for the second part of it. Exit as well. Smooth as fast. It's very similar driving style to some of our quicker guys earlier. See how it takes 130R. Look at that, 230 kilometers an hour on apex, and carries that speed through on exit. Finds the braking point for the Casio chicane. It's quite tight on entry for the right-hander. Doesn't seem to affect him too much on exit. And this should be a very quick lap from Chaz.
So we're here with Chaz. Man, a big smiling face right now because you have just clocked the 2:01, looking like you are about to make it through to the grand final. How does it feel?
Pretty good. Pretty hopeful at the moment. The day's not over yet, but yeah, feeling good.
And talk us through the course and the type of car. Have you been practicing on this particular circuit with this vehicle, or is it just sort of playing the GT Sport and just being very good?
A little bit of both. I'm like a little bit humble, so I'm not going to say I'm like a professional racer, but basically put in a couple of hours. I saw the event maybe a couple of days ago, and I've got the game and I've got a wheel at home. So, just put in a couple of hours to learn the braking points and how the car handles and stuff like that, yeah.
And the final, different course obviously coming up. If you make it through to the grand final with the top 8 in New Zealand, is that going to play on your mind as you head into the grand final if you make it that far?
There's always a lot of pressure. But yeah, I think the last track's Bathurst. And Bathurst, obviously, a real popular New Zealand, Australian kind of track. So, really looking forward to that.
Well, Chaz, good luck. Thanks for having a chat to us. And we're going to jump into the next race.
We have a track marshal out on the circuit. No, guys, that's just David Fisher. He's our 4th qualifier. We're trying to qualify for the final. The Let's Play Live Gran Turismo Sport New Zealand Championship. Turn 1 and 2 seems fine. Looks like he's been watching and playing a lot of motorsport and racing games for a while now. Okay, he knows exactly what he's doing through the S's here. hustling the car around, making the car do what he wants it to do. Keeps the car nice and tight on this long right-hander, sets it up well for the Dunlop curve. Easy. Looks like he's been doing this for years. Okay, let's see how well he does through here. Finds the braking point for the first part of Degner, uses all of the track. A little bit squirrely on exit for the second part of Degner. Hairpin, it's right on the limit there. Gets the car turned in. Second gear exit. Very nice. You can see the concentration in his face. Really wants to qualify for the grand final at SkyCity in December 5. Nice and tight on the run up to Spoon Curve. Again, he loves to use all the track. He's using all the curb there. Might have cost him a little bit on the second part of the Spoon, but otherwise he's doing all right. On the run up to 130i now. This is a nice chance for the drivers to take a breather, but not for too long. Navigates that all right. Braking zone for the Casio chicane. A little bit squirrely on entry. Turned in too early. Manages to correct it and save it. And that's a lap with David Fisher.
I don't think I'll be qualifying for the New Zealand GT Championship based on my performance here. But, of course, there are 6 spots up for grabs here in the New Zealand GT Championship for 2017. The contestants have been going hard all day, and we're trying to find 6 to head into the grand final on December the 5th at Sky City Theatre. But of course, it's not only about competing, it's about winning. And there is plenty up for grabs. $10,000 in cash and prizes. Third place, $1,000 and a PlayStation bundle. Second place, $2,000 and a PlayStation bundle. And the big one, the winner, $5,000 and a limited edition PlayStation GT prize pack. Thanks to our friends at Sony and Let's Play Live. So there's plenty at stake. I won't be in it, but hopefully you'll be tuning in for all the action.
5th run of the day. This is Matt Smith. He actually won the Armageddon Expo Let's Play Live Gran Turismo Sport Challenge. Very fast driver. Look how he took those first 2 corners. He almost knows the track like the back of his hand. S's using all the track there, nice and smooth. See, if a driver can be fast while being smooth, it's a sign of how experienced he is. With the smaller mistakes as well, he can correct them really quickly. You don't even notice anything. Running up to the 2 Dugners now. Brakes really late through there, 180k an hour, apex. Second corner of the Dugners. Good exit, 53.6 on the timing beam. Should be a very fast lap. Braking as late as he can for the hairpin. Gets the car turned in, first gear. Gets in the gas. Nice and smooth exit, not too much wheel spin. Look at the focus on his face there. He really wants to qualify for the grand final next week. Getting Spoon just about perfect, using as much road as he dares to use. Kisses the apex on the second part of the corner. He gets a bit of a breather on the run up to 130R. He's actually very experienced. He is one of the qualifiers for the WRC eSports World Championship. He's also raced BMWs, 2K Cup. So lots of experience under his belt. Navigates the chicane very well, nice and tidy. And he should be on for a very good lap at the end of this lap.
Oh, we're here with Matt, the Monkey Man Smith. Matt, 2:01, looking very, very good. I think it's the second best time so far in the qualifiers.
Yeah, I was really happy with my time. It was just slightly off what I've done at home, but I think it should hopefully be enough for top 6 at least, which is good.
And no one's been able to crack, everyone's at 201, no one's been able to get any lower. It's almost there. Can it be done, do you think?
Definitely, there's definitely room to get that time. I made a slight mistake on my lap, so I know that it's possible. It's just adjusting to that different setting here, and someone will do it, I bet, later today.
And I know that many people won't know this, but you compete in a lot of other, I guess, competitive esports within the motor racing realm. How does this kind of game stack up against those ones?
Yeah, well, I'm competing in eSports WRC, so that's a rally game, so it's quite different to circuit racing and whatnot. But yeah, loving GT Sport at the moment, so it's been great to get into that as well.
Well, it's been great to chat, mate. Good luck for your time today, and hopefully we'll see you in the final.
Lucky last. Here we have Fane Kahia, Formula 4 Southeast Asia fame. Very quick driver from the practice runs earlier. Let's see how he fares on this featured race. Look at that, he just took so much speed into the first two corners. He's also using cockpit view, which is a little different from what the other featured racers have been using. Obviously, with this real-life experience, this probably works better for him. You know, gives him more reference points using the in-car view. He's not doing too badly as well, considering the view is a little bit alien to a lot of our Gran Turismo fans that are watching this right now. So Degner, second Degner, it's a little bit untidy, but he carried the speed through there. 53.8 on the timing beam. Didn't lose too much time. He is leaning a lot on the virtual cars braking and downshifting. If he did this in real life, you know, he'd get a smack from his race engineer. But that's the beauty of having a virtual simulator. You can try different things. He's actually mentioned earlier that he's open to just experimenting a lot more in this game. Right on the ledge of the tire script. He's actually got a few very exciting plans for Europe later in the year. I'm sure we'll hear more about it as he finds out more. Takes 130R, nice and tidy. Braking for the Casio chicane. Look at that. Cuts it as much as he can without getting penalized by the game. Yeah, it looks like he's been playing this game for years as well.
So we're here with Fane all the way from Wellington. You've come up to compete in this tournament. Firstly, how was the drive getting up here to Auckland?
Yeah, it was a pretty hectic drive. I mean, a lot of roadworks, getting the car dirty. I don't like a dirty car, but got to do it. Really looking forward to seeing some quicker times. So.
Well, you set a very, very quick time coming this on. You're easily at the top end of the leaderboard, looking like you're going to head through to the grand final. I mean, heading into that one, is there a bit of pressure on you to make it all the way through?
There was a bit of pressure coming into this because I actually haven't driven like Gran Turismo for like a few years. I only heard about this competition a couple of days ago. I got tagged in the post and I'm like, boom, I got to do it. So then been training hard out. I wanted to come early, see what the times were, and go from there. But I'm pretty confident. Also in the grand final, it's Bathurst. Yeah, Bathurst is like, I've done 1,000 laps around there in my mind and on the sim, and yeah, so I like
So you're ready for it. And I saw that you had some whānau support as well. They've come up to support you on. That's a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have mum and dad here. They're pretty supportive of whatever I want to do, so really appreciate them being here. Originally I'm from Taupō. I've just moved down to Welly, so I've sort of come through, picked them up, and then we all come up here together, so a little bit of fun.
And just touching on Bathurst, you talked about that. That will be the final 25 laps of Bathurst with the best 8 NZ GT Sport competitors in the country, and we're finding 6 of them today. So on Bathurst, you talked about it in your mind. I mean, how much different will be that adjustment from the Suzuka circuit that you've qualified on today, heading into Bathurst, which is, yes, iconic for Kiwis and New Zealanders, but slightly different in what you've just competed on?
I actually think, well, for me, Bathurst is my preference. It's a lot easier to me. There's ways you can position a car that a lot of other people sort of miss out. So I love Bathurst. As I said, I've spun 1,000 laps since I was like since 2012. I've probably done like 10,000 laps on the sim. So I really enjoy that track. Suzuka is a very basically the lap starts from the get-go, and if you screw the first turn up, the whole lap's done. So Bathurst, you can make up time in certain places. So I'm really looking forward to that track in particular.
And simply, if you get to the final, can you be the best in the country?
Of course.
Well, good luck, man. Good to have you, and good to have the whānau support. It has been a fantastic day of motor racing esports action down here at Sky City. We have found our 6 best players in GT Sport, and they will march through to the grand final on December the 5th, taking on 2 that will come via online qualification, making 8, contesting for $10,000 worth of cash and prizes, and 1 will walk away as the GT Sport New Zealand champion for 2017. If you want more information, you want tickets, you want to come down to the event itself, all you have to do is head across to LetsPlay.Live. My name is Dwan. Thank you for watching all this action. I can't wait, and I'm out of here.